So what we did next was, once I did leave, we got the whiteboard out, and that was obtained from my previous employer without their knowledge. And we sat one Friday night, opened a bottle of wine, and just started brainstorming about what we could do, how we could do it, and why should we do it. And it became very obvious that I've mentioned I'm passionate about good HR. I think good HR is essential. I think bad HR is the worst HR that you can possibly have. I don't know about any of you, but whenever I go into a room and see what I do, I often go, ugh. And I think that is because they've experienced some bad HR along the way and it hasn't worked out for them. And we're often known as the policy police, and oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. Whereas we're all about facilitating the managers to do a good job, making sure managers are accountable for managing their staff properly. So it's all those sorts of things that I think that HR could be really good for, but so often just sort of like gets the eye roll and dismissed. So Mark was saying, why don't we support local SMEs? Because a lot of the small businesses, they think that HRs are nice to have. It's what big businesses have. But actually, if you employ anyone, it's so tricky these days with the different employment laws, etc., that it's quite crucial you have some form of support. Now, what that looks like, that's entirely up to you. But I think that for me, I felt it was a massive important thing to help and support local businesses. So then we started talking about what services to offer. And then when you think about the whole HR spectrum, it's like, you know, from attraction all the way through to exit and all the different stages in between. So I'm a generalist, so I don't need to focus in any one particular point. We can deliver the whole thing from start to finish. So then we moved on to the name. Once we got the services and what we thought was going to happen, what we're going to call ourselves. And I didn't want it to be tied to my name. I didn't want it to be the brand of the business, to be anything to do with me. I wanted to be able to step back from it because the idea was always to grow. We were always going to bring in a team, and I wanted them to have something to buy into. So we sat, probably a few more glasses of wine further down the line, and we came up with all kinds. But we wanted it to be a positive message, a positive name. So we were on about tick box HR, and all kinds of different things. And then we came up with tick HR, and I was like, oh, tick, that kind of works. Why not go with that? And so we did. And then when Mark, like I said, started drawing out the logo, what it could look like, and we managed to get the tick actually in the tick name, which, you know, it's still with us today. It's sort of around the room if you haven't noticed. And I'm really, really proud of it. I'm really proud of Mark for coming up with those images that he has. So with that, Tick HR was born.